Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee. Welcome back to Mars. Last episode we got a good start on this apartment complex. I did do some work off camera, so I got a nice logo here on the outside. And then I ended up getting all of the modules welded as well. So we kind of take you on a tour of what I did and what there's left to do. Alright, so the overwhelming consensus was option B. So here is option B hallway. So I got it all done with some LCD panels, got the lights in, and modulated and all that stuff. It's not powered right now, obviously, so can't really see that part, but got it all blueprinted. So then I used a projector to project the each floor, and then just went down and over two every time, and then went in here with the welder chips. I'll probably show some footage of that, welding it up. I was planning on getting more of the frame done off camera, kind of between the episodes. But I think I've got a plan for this, and felt like we should probably just do it on camera. So let's go ahead and walk into one of these, and you can kind of see the lighting. There you go. So a little bit better lighting here. 2A, 2B, pretty basic. And then we can get into our little apartments. Anyway, just went ahead and reprinted that on each floor down here, and then I just rotated it around and reprinted it on all of these. I need to probably grind this one off. I printed it anyway, but and welded it. This probably needs to come off because this will be commercial space here and here, and then all the way above here we can have more commercial space and other things. Maybe some office space or headquarters or something like that would be good as well. And then you can also see the plumbing line that goes around and down and connects them all together. So I did plumb up here on the top temporarily just to make sure everything is connected, and we can get pressurization all the way down here at the bottom, which I haven't really tested. We should be able to just shut this door. I still need to put a block underneath there because that looks pretty terrible with the gap. There we go. We got full air in here, so that's good. That means all of our plumbing is connected up. I still need to flesh out these little rooms here. I guess probably just a light and some chairs. We'll figure that out. All right, another change I did off screen is I moved this door in. So it's now white and one block in. I had it in with this black frame, but I changed it a little bit. Let's go ahead and open the door, and I'll show you what I did. We'll automate that at some point, that it'll auto-rotate over when the doors are open. But I went ahead and kept this pipe level here and went straight over and then dived it onto each side. So you see the pipe from the outside, but I think that looks pretty good. I like the industrial look, especially for kind of the theme we're going for here. But the major thing is the frame looks like it's actually supporting this whole structure, and the door is behind it. But really what that allowed me to do is to keep this underside, the underbelly here, clean and clear. Because I was looking at it and we had it all dipped down and pipes and all that stuff. You couldn't get that apartment complex in. We built that one in place, but if we want one on the other side, we would never be able to fit it. So need to keep that clean underneath there, and I think it turned out pretty good. Alright, so I want to build two more sections of this A-frame. I was planning on doing it off camera because it's a little bit repetitive and maybe a little bit boring. But I think I've come up with a little bit of a method that should speed it up for us. So I've got all of this set up with the hallway and the wall. Obviously there's shops and other things that we'll have to fill in the center here, but that's fine. So I went ahead and took a projection, or a blueprint of it, so we can put it here on the projector. We'll turn it on. There we go. So there is the other half of the building, so it'll have the logo and all of that stuff on the outside. It has all the hallways, everything's good there, and then we just got to fill in the center here, which we want to have an elevator and maybe a printer for these apartments and other stuff in there, so it's going to be different no matter what we do. But this guy will be the same. So I think projecting it like this will be the answer, and then what I'm thinking is I can make some temporary welder walls off of each one of these connectors here, and we'll weld up, we'll just print wall this building over, and that should speed it up a lot. Alright, so we do want to build a welder wall here, and we're going to use those connections there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a merge block right here beside each one of these, and then hopefully we can build like a universal welder wall that'll stick onto that section there, weld the bottom, and then we can grab it, maybe with the lobster, or maybe we need to get the tardigrade and lift it and move it to each section. The lobster will probably be fine. Okay, and then I'll probably just put this piece here. I know I could put, get like a connector there and a connector here. It would be a whole thing, but I'm probably just going to grind that guy off, and then we'll worry about unmerging it afterward. So that will be fine. Let's see, we don't want to come out too far, because if I come out with another piston here, it's going to push it. Well, that's not too bad. The welder will be okay there, I think. It might not actually weld that wall. Does it stick out far enough? I guess that's a question too. Let me just weld this stuff up real quick. And it doesn't reach far enough anyway. Okay, well, that's a thing. Alright, you know what, I'm looking at this and it's gonna be a bunch of welder walls to get all the way out to here, but I'm looking at it, this is all steel plate. This is all just frame, which we can totally get with the lobster. We can just carry steel plates for days. It's all of like the glass and construction components and all the other random stuff that I'm worried about in this section. So let's just make the welder wall weld just this hallway section out to here, and I think that will be fine. We'll just go with that. Alright, after a little bit of finagling, I came up with version 2, or version 3, I don't know where I am on this, of the welder wall here. So I've got all of the welders in. I kind of had to do this kind of weird 90 thing, but I want to make sure that these welder tips are back far enough to get this guy welded up. So I moved the piston here and here. This guy's back here to give clearance for the welders here, because it was kind of getting in the way, because I think we need to have these guys spaced apart like this. So I think this is as big as I'm going to build it. This will get us our hallway extension and most of this stuff, conveyors, and a lot of this stuff. I think that'll be good. The rest that will be left over will just be steel plate, and then we'll worry about the top section a little bit later anyway. So I think that'll be good just to get this part done, and then we'll have the welder wall, the merge block here, we can unmerge it, get it to the next section as we go up. I think that's going to be good, so we just need to give it a starting spot. Okay, there we go. Got the projection started. Let's go ahead and get this guy extended out. Okay, obviously it's too far forward, but I'm hoping we can go slow enough back that it'll get it welded up. We'll kind of have to watch it. I don't want to do like the whole bouncing back and forth thing, but I guess we can also start and stop it as we go. Maybe we can put a control up here to do that. Alright, well, we'll do most of this in a montage, but let's go ahead and try the first section here on camera. Or in slow mode, I guess, just to see if it's going to work. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start reversing the pistons. Let's turn them off. Alright, I'm going to really slow it down and we'll see if this helps. It's like at 0.02, and we'll see if it can weld everything up as it goes along. Alright, we're starting to come out the other side here. It's looking pretty good. I think we found a good speed. Maybe could go a little bit faster, but rather be safe than sorry. There we go. That was pretty successful. I like that. That's going to be a lot faster and easier, and make sure we have all the materials for this. Then we'll just load up the lobster with a bunch of steel plate and get these outer frames done, and we'll make some pretty good work of it. Alright, let's go ahead and start the montage. All right, well, there was several hours of work, probably condensed down into, I don't know, 10 minutes. We'll see how the montage turns out. So the rest of the episode here, I want to get the roof figured out. I've got an idea up here. On each one of these corners, I want to put a landing pad. And I think we'll mimic like what we have over on the base over there, and we'll put some, the pedals on the outside of each pad. I think that'll be cool. So, let's see. I want to plan out the frame of it. We gotta have some support for it. Let's see, where do we want it? Is this going to be the midpoint? Because we kind of want it out. I think I want it 7 by 7, because this is 7 long here. So we'll make a 7 by 7 square. And that would put it over there, which would allow room for the pedal there and there. So yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the center line right here. So we should be able to come over like this. And I'm thinking we'll use... Oh, we could use the round ones. It doesn't really fit the rest of the theme, though. Yeah, let's just use the 45s. And then we use the beam block ends here, because I like the beams to actually make sense, that's the support. I mean, I know, like, this direction matches up better with the beam block, but that's not really how an I-beam is installed. We're gonna go like that. Alright, and then the other one, I know that I went around it with pipe blocks. Let's just do that for now as like a placeholder. I think I want some stairs to go down. What would we do for the corners? I think here, let's just have the pipes run this way. I think I've got an idea of what I want to do. Alright, so then under here we would have our catwalk. Oops. Alright, then we'll match the rest of our stuff. We'll put beam blocks underneath the catwalk. I think that's good. So we'll take this and carry these ladders down like this. I think would be cool. And then we'll put it on the other side as well. Let's see, that's held up now by the stairs, so I can do this. Here, we can just come back with the pipes like this right here. Piping for the floor. How do we want to do that? Could I have the pipe just come straight out here? I can't really come through that way. I guess I could. Yeah, put a conveyor there, and then this will be piped across like that over to there. Yeah, we can just have the pipe come up right there. I think that's fine. Alright, and then connection on the top, what I'm thinking is I'll do one of these small ones, and then we'll do one of the large ones. Like that, and then we have multiple options to dock up. I mean, this will be offset that way, but we can design our ships that way. I think I'll do a 4 square of lights. I mean, it's in a rectangle, I guess. Let's do it that way. Okay, so there's the basics of the landing pad. I guess it's more 5 by 7 rather than 7 by 7 with the stairway in the way here. Now, how do we get our subgrid on here? Alright, let's replace this pipeworks. It looks the same. Yeah, this guy is symmetric that way. So I can spin this guy this way and leave us a blank spot, and then I think I'll put the hinge there. I was really hoping to mag plate it somewhere that wasn't going to be ugly. Eh, it's good enough. I think that's fine. We can maybe put some small blocks or something, some paneling over it. That would probably work. Alright, so then in theory we have this guy wrap all the way around like this, and it'll go around the entire perimeter. And that's what we attach our pedals to. Just don't know if I like this attachment. It looks a little weird. Alright, I don't really like that there. I think what we'll do is we'll just put up some railings right here. We'll keep this area open, and it'll wrap around still. I think I'm going to put it over here somewhere. So let's go ahead, just like we did over there. Let's take this out. And then here I think I'll just do a beam block on its side so I can get that flat edge. And that's what we'll attach the hinge to. Alright, well, other than being a little bit of a pain to access, I think that's the way to do it. That looks much nicer from there, and then this guy just needs to come up. Okay, now we can get the landing gear in. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's get the caution color again, because I really don't feel like repainting all of these little tiny blocks. So here we can get away with those guys. Should I do that beam block, now that I look at it? And that looks weird. That transition goes like that, and then kind of... Yeah, that's awkward. Yeah, that works. Now it matches the angle of the building, actually, so that works out really well. It is tempting to redo it with beam blocks, though. All right, that's cool. I like that a lot. And we have our landing gear on. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and hinge lock that one. All right, let me get the lobster loaded up here with stuff, and then let's get it welded. Alright, well I'm sure I'm missing motors. Yep, motors and computers. I didn't pack those at all. I was thinking more of these blocks, but that's fine. Those are easy to weld up. It's these pipe works that just take a bunch of material. So, yeah, I think we're good. I guess I'll get the rest of this welded up before we go too far. Alright, we are definitely making a blueprint of this later for the other landing pads. Okay, now we need to work on the hinge system. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, I have access right here. Dirt. Okay, so we want one right here. And then we need another one. Let's see, this is the midpoint. And we come over 1, 2 for the slope, 1, 2 for the other. So right there in the middle, I guess. Now let's see, let's get all the negatives pointing downward. There we go. Now let's attach that head. It's much easier than getting merge blocks, I think. Okay, 2 of those, and then I think we had 2, and then it starts sloping this direction. Alright, and then the top lip here was the caution. Okay, placed that one completely wrong. There we go. And then we have these guys, beam blocks. I think we only want to go to there. And the normal beam blocks go in. And then there was half beam blocks there or there. I think bottom looked better. Not, that's how it is now. Okay, and then the backside also had these. Oh, of course, we're 10 blocks, so we're even. I was going to put a light right here in the middle, but maybe we'll put one on the tip? That might be a little much. We'll just probably put like one on the outer edges of them once we get them all in. I think that's all we needed. Alright, there we go. Got it all welded up, but now I realized I want this gray. This all needs to be pretty much gray. Except for the beam blocks, so I guess I'll just probably just shift click it and we'll repaint the other stuff. It'll be easier that way. I got all the hinge parts on and attached to these blocks, and I guess we'll get a projector on there. Let's see, this is going to be where the blade comes up, which means on the back side of that is nothing. So we can go ahead and attach our projector right there. Okay, there we go. There's all the projections. I gotta get them hinged out so they'll actually splay, and then I realized this one can't lay all the way down because it's going to run into this area here, which is also going to be true for this end, because I think I'm going to carry that same frame up that direction, but that's fine. I think we'd want those permanently angled anyway. Alright, there we go. We got them all acting in unison, so that's working. I should probably make a group of that. There we go. We can find it later. And is that a good angle? Yeah, it is, actually. How about over here? Those are good as well. We'll just have these ones not rotate. Alright, let's see how nicely this stuff welds up. Alright, well it did good for the most part. We just got a couple missing blocks, so let's go ahead and use our little feature here and see what is missing. Most of these are good. Well, let's see, we're missing a block here. And apparently the one behind it. Okay, and then it completed, so the projector, I didn't do key projection. That's a thing. And over here. There we go. We are good to go. Now we can get rid of all these. Alright, I keep looking under here, and we need some additional support for this landing pad. It looks a little awkward, just kind of hanging out with a square like that. So I'm going to put in some beam blocks, and I'm out of steel plate. Of course I am. Yeah, I think that looks much better. And then on the inside, we can do the same thing. Or just the outside. Now's when I wish we had a partial copy, so I could just take a selection of that and paste it over there. I wonder if we can get away with a beam block here. I don't have the material, of course. No, I'm going to be able to put it on one side, but not the other. Darn it. Alright, that looks pretty good. For some reason, you can attach these guys, but I couldn't get a full block like on there. It won't work that way. But I can get this guy, and it works just fine. So I don't know what it is with the collisions on that, but it looks okay. I mean, it comes up into that block anyway, and then tilts down and across, so I don't think that's too bad of a compromise. Could do something like this instead, right? Have this guy slope around? Actually, I kind of like both. I'm going to do both. I was thinking about taking the full slabs off and putting half slabs, but I'm just going to do this. I think that looks good. Okay, that's awesome. We could probably hang a light or something off of it. Then we need some light in here, which I guess I could put right in that corner. Alright, that looks awesome. I love it. Before we get too far on the next section, I want to see if we can somehow take a blueprint of just this. Okay, so we'll cut the pipe right here. That should be a separate grid. It's not green though, like it's locked on. Oh, it's because we're attached underneath here. If I grind this guy out and this guy out. There we go. Now we're a disconnected grid. We're locked on with our mag plate over there. That'll at least let us get most of this blueprinted. So let's just take a blueprint right here. Oh no, it took the wrong thing. Okay, well, I guess we needed that one anyway. But now I gotta redo this whole mess. You know what? Now that I think about it, I should just grind out the blocks underneath, and then I won't have to rebuild some of these things. Okay, now when I break this, there we go, we lost power again. Now I should be able to take a blueprint. Okay, it's called a static grid, we should be good. Wait a minute, I'm actually really confused by this. It shouldn't be projecting a small grid with this large grid projector. It should only be projecting a large grid. And that is what I took a blueprint of. What is the deal? Why does it think that's a small grid projector? I've never seen this before. Because yeah, if I try to do the tardigrade, yeah, incorrect size. Why is it projecting the wrong thing? That is wild. Okay, we're gonna just take this off again. And we're gonna take a subgrid blueprint. Okay, we're unpowered, we're gonna do a Control-Shift-B. Okay, when I did the Control-Shift-B, that's working. That's so weird. Okay, well at least we got the projection working. I'm not gonna put it in yet. Let's just go ahead and keep building on the structure. Otherwise it's just gonna be an entire episode of montages. Alright, then I think between here, I want to just keep going with these catwalks. Because in theory, we're going to have another apartment below us here. Well, let's see. This will be the hallway here, so we could put a hatch door there, which I think would look really good. Yeah, I think that looks really good. And then right here, instead of having a slope or something weird, we're just going to carry it straight. Then it'll mesh into the door. Yeah, I think this one would probably be the best for what I'm wanting to do. Because then it would go like that. And then here... be close enough anyway. Let's see. I don't know how far that needs to come out, actually. How can I do this bottom, I wonder? Because I want, like, this to slope out. Like this. But I don't really just want, like, that inset with, like, a weird flat piece here. I'd rather have it kind of slope up into it. Well, I guess it'd just be this one. It's like that. Because then it would be these guys carrying on. That's not the worst compromise ever, I guess. Okay, then I think I want it like this. 1, 2, 3. And then there is a corner piece, right? It works with this. Okay, there we go. I like it. That's looking pretty good. Now, let's see if we can get some beam blocks in here. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, then we're going to use the bridge windows like we did on the other base. Okay, and then we'll use these bridge windows up here. I don't know if we'll go all the way around with them, but We'll at least just put them in there. All right, then we'll put the floorless corner ones on there. Okay, there is an inverted one, but it doesn't have a roof. So we'll have to come up with something there. Okay, I love that. That looks awesome. Let's get it welded up. Alright, that's awesome. I love it. That's looking pretty rad. I definitely need some orange in here somewhere, like an orange stripe or something going across. Like maybe we'll underline the E and then come up and over or something. I feel like it needs something in here because it's awfully white, except for the apartment blocks. So we'll definitely have to fix that. Alright, and then I'm not too happy with this sky bridge. I feel like it needs to come down or something and be a little bit more even or something. Maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger. There's just a lot of weird angles going on here that I'm not too happy with. Well, let's see. Then right here in the middle of the floor, I think we want to put a pipe down. So let's see. We can go right here. All right, let's run a pipe under here into the base. Let's see. I guess we want another conveyor junction there. All right. Well, I was reworking the sky bridge here, and then my daughter came in and kind of messed up the recording a little bit. So I got a little carried away off screen and got pretty much the tower completed. So there is the outside. We'll go take a walk on the inside. I did add the orange stripe around the bottom. I think that looks pretty good. Add some color to it, and we'll carry that stripe around, and we'll probably, you know, dive underneath the logo or something there. I think will be good. Yeah, let's go ahead and head on inside. All right, so I used the pipe works here on the inside. I love these things, or the pipes. They just add so much more detail. Got our center little spire here. Got some cargo access. Got the control seats around the outside. Pipeworks there, vent there. It is pressurized. That works really good. And we got a great view of the ships coming in. So I think this turned out pretty nice. All right, well, we got a lot of construction done on this. Got the other A-frame, got a couple landing pads and a control tower. The apartment complex is coming along awesome. So I'm going to call it an episode here, and I will see you guys later. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.